Good morning, folks. I'm here with you on a Friday morning. What is this? It's a lot earlier for me to film. I had intended to film last night. Didn't happen. But that's okay because that means that I can be with you here today, this morning, early. So, I'm Annie, Joy-Filled Stitcher, here on Flosstube and on Instagram. This is Flosstube number 19. I am almost to 20. What? How did that happen? Anywho, today is Friday, September the 20th, 2019. And this morning I've already been up. I am surviving on my coffee this morning. Got up, got the little to school because she has a spelling test, her memory verse, and a reading assessment this morning. Picking her up at noon, and then we are heading to Great Wolf. Yay! And I have some nails that kind of go along with the vibe of where we're headed. I mean, there's no jungle cats in Great Wolf, but I liked these. These are, so I love Color Street, but I was at Sally's Beauty Supply getting some nail polish remover, and they have what they call Dashing Diva, and they're like $8. And so I grabbed this set because it's this pretty kind of blush pink, but then it has a few, not many, like maybe 4 of each of these prints, and then also a rose gold glitter. Excuse my coffee mouth. Not attractive. Anywho, so let's see what's been going on this week. Stitching, yes. Not as fast and furious as last week. I did not get as much accomplished. So Magical Stitches homework this week, there was bonus credit if you did all 5 projects out of one, like could fit all 5 tasks into one project. I wanted some variety this week. And so I pulled some projects that I have not worked on in a while. And that felt good to get some in that. After school activities fully ramped up. I was tired a couple of nights this week, and so didn't get as much stitched. I just went to bed. I decided that, except for my morning coffee, I'm going to stop drinking like afternoon caffeine. I had gotten back in a bad habit of drinking Diet Dr. Peppers like at lunch, and then picking up a tea from Sonic or another Diet Dr. Pepper from Sonic. I always feel kind of rotten, and it kind of does opposite, it makes me too hyped up in the evenings. And so I found that I was kind of getting like a dull headache in the evenings, and so a couple of nights I literally just went straight to sleep, like 8:30, straight to sleep. And so yeah, let's see what else. Not much else. Like I said, we're headed to Great Wolf. I have to finish homework. I still have one 200 stitch task, and I'll talk about them a little bit more in plans. But I still have one more task to go, and I'm taking that, and then I have a new start today, and I'm so excited for this new start. So we'll see also what I can get done before we leave. I have packed 0. I have gathered some things, but nothing's packed. The one nice thing about Great Wolf is you can literally take everything in tote bags. And we're there today, all day tomorrow, and then a little bit of time on Sunday. We're going to play her a little bit and then come home and get ourselves ready for the week. I've already been to the post office this morning. Oh, I mailed my swap package to my partner. So I think I'll show you, since I'm recording straight to YouTube, I can't cut in pictures of my finish, my fully finish. So I will show you on here. I did a hoop finish, and I took some, let me see which picture is going to be best. They're probably, none of them are going to show very well. So I took, I had this really pretty French ticking ribbon that's cream with black lines. And so I wrapped the hoop in that, and then I did a cute just bow and a loop that could hang. So I actually have it hanging in this picture so you can see how it hangs. And I love how it turned out. So I got that in the mail because it had to go before, I think, the 21st. which is tomorrow. I waited till the last minute. It was done. I just had not dropped it off at the mailbox and printed my label and all of that. I print my label at home. I just realized my cup is like coffee drip, coffee drip. Isn't my bow cute? Most of my cups have these bows on them. And I got them, so a little bit of a story. I am a planner also. I love planning. I love paper planners. I love things of that nature. And I used to actually design my own stickers for planners and was huge into the whole planner culture. And then like went through like, none of that. And then, so now I'm back in a paper planner. I use very minimal in the way of stickers, but I do pull out some of my ones I've accumulated over the years. But one of the companies that I love their stickers is called Fox and Pip. And occasionally, this is their Fox and Pip bow, is this specific style. They will sell the vinyl decals. So the couple times they've sold them, I buy a bunch and I have one on each of my cups, which is nice because at work, a lot of people have the same cups. So yeah, I love this Yeti. This is the 14-ounce camp mug. My only comment is it will not fit in a car cup holder. So this is kind of my home mug or at work mug. I have another coffee cup that's the 12-ounce with the Hot Shot lid, which is really cool. I only drink really one cup of coffee a day, and it kind of keeps me going. Anyway, let's talk some cross stitch. So how's everybody's week? Everybody good? Have a good week. We're nearing the end of September. We're still hot here. Yesterday, a coolish kind of thing came through because I'm in Texas. I'm in North Texas. And down in the Houston area, they've had this tropical storm, tropical depression. I'm not sure which one it was when it hit land. Imelda hit and has dumped a ton of rain. And we live down there. My husband's from that area. And I have some friends that are in some crisis right now because they've got a lot of water and the rivers haven't crested yet. So it dumped a lot more water than they expected it was going to. Well, so we are going to feel a little bit in the way of this coming more than anything. It just cooled things off yesterday afternoon, which was nice. It was humid, but there was a bit of a breeze and it was cooler, which was fantastic. Today we might get some rain. We had a little bit of rain this morning and it was literally like a pocket of rain right over us. We can use it. We've been dry for a while. We could definitely use the rain. We will not get anywhere near what like East Texas into Louisiana will. And so my prayers go out if you are in one of those areas because it is a scary thing. And I have some friends that are still kind of suffering some trauma, PTSD kind of things from Harvey, when Harvey came through and how fast the floodwaters came up with Harvey. And they're seeing it again. So, you know, that's just one of those Mother Nature's fury kind of a thing. So anyway, let's chat a little bit about stitching. So I am participating in a couple of stitch alongs, but the one that I'm so proud I'm keeping up with it is, I was looking to see if I had a picture of just the first section. Yes, this is somebody else's stitching. And so this is Tempting Tangles, and this is Miss Cottontail's Excellent Finishing School. I've not printed off a picture of it. And so I've completed the first part, and then the second part was released, and I started it and finished it over the weekend. And so I am perfectly caught up. The next part will release this coming Friday, so it's every other Friday, which is awesome. And I've got a couple part threads on this one as well because we're going across the top row. There's 4 sections across the top row. And I am loving how this is turning out. I did some color conversion to fancy floss. And so this is what I have so far. And we've got the beginnings of some words. And this flower, I'm loving this flower and the design on it. And I love how with the slight variegation in some of these flosses, how it's just giving it different texture and it's less flat. And I'm loving the DMC border. I think I had said last week that I was not certain I was loving it because it's a little brighter. The colors are coming across a little more prim in this because I've had my conversion and using Victorian motto, but this was coming across real bright, but I'm kind of liking it now. So we'll see. I'm not going to rip it out. It's just going to have to be. And I do think it's so cute, and I think the design is fantastic. It is on part 2 of 16. It is not too late to join. I easily finished the most recent released section like in 1.5 days. And they chart it both in Dinky Dyes and DMC, so it's you can go the fancy route, or you can go the economical DMC route. I mean, I know DMC is not economical for everyone. I have such a stash, and if you've seen, I have a video posted about how I store my fancy flosses. You've seen, I have a thing for floss. I love all the fancy flosses. So I have quite the collection of flosses, plus I continue to add because I'm part of at least one monthly subscription. And so I felt like that was a great project to pull in. I had some that automatically gave me a conversion because Nancy over at Victoria Motto, some of hers have a conversion, or I just pull a color swatch and kind of find something that's close. And I'm really enjoying doing those color conversions. Not all of them, not all my projects get color converted, but it's kind of fun. And then you can pull in a fabric that goes with it. All right, so last week on Choose My Whip for Semi-Sane Stitchers, I did not complete my 500 stitches. That's okay. I ended up just deleting my post. Honestly, by the time I got done with homework and then did my Miss Cottontail, which was kind of what I wanted to work on, I got some stitches in this. And so this is a freebie pattern off of Ink Circle's website. It's not a blog, it's a website. And so it's ink spot number 7, 4 in a bush, or 4 in the bush. And I am stitching this with, Miss Cottontail is on a 16 count Ada from Mystic Fabrics, which I love. This is, I'm stitching this with a variegated floss from Hand Dyed by Rolanda. And it is on a 14 count Ada in this kind of pretty orchid color. It's giving me a very Mardi Gras vibe the more that I'm working on it. And so I got probably about half of the 500 stitches in. Kind of looks like a pineapple, a funky pineapple with some other things. And so I've got this kind of going. I'm tempted to do do a spin on this and not stitch the full complete square. I'm thinking I'm going to stitch from here, kind of get it completed to about here, and then over on this side do something with my initials, kind of like I did with my swap piece. I just thought that would be kind of a cool, unique thing, and also get this finished. This one's been in limbo since about June, which is when I started it, did a couple of days, and then have not picked it up until this week. That's one reason why it came out. It was needing some time. And it did not get as much as I thought because I really needed to get started on homework, knowing that this was a shorter week. So homework this week, something about newts. I don't really remember the exact task. I know there's a lot out there that will go into much further detail, but there were 5 different tasks of 200 stitches apiece, and you had to somehow relate your items to these tasks. I will share a tiny bit about what the tasks were. I have so far completed 4. There was a bonus credit if you were able to fit all 5 tasks into one project. I could have actually fit them all in easily into Emerald City SAL. I just didn't want to spend my whole week working on it. I want to work on some other things. So the first one was a project that, to represent Defense Against the Dark Arts, specifically Professor Snape and causing you mental stress. And so I chose to work on, and I don't know that I've shown this. Oh, I think I've shown this once because I literally started it, put in 2 rows of stitches, and never touched it again. Not because I didn't want to, it just hadn't come up. And this is, I'm stitching this for my daughter, and this is the letters from Nora, letter V, the V fairy. My daughter's name starts with a V. And I did a conversion on this. I'm not sold completely on like beads and wings and things like that yet, but I know kind of my main ones. And I said that because it was a conversion piece, it was a bit of a challenge. I'm still working through some of those things. And I said also letting my 7-year-old participate in the conversion of picking flosses might have been part of that challenge because she would have had it be completely pink. like head to toe pink, including skin, if it was up to her, or all in metallics, because she's all about sparkle and glitter. I said it also, since I haven't touched it since the end of July, it's a bit of a haunting project. It's one of those haunting projects. But I did get in a little over 200 stitches. This is on an 18 count opal Aida from Mystic Fabrics. And so I've gotten in, this is the bottom of her dress. And so I've gotten in 200 stitches in the bottom of her dress. And this is in a color and cotton, it's an unnamed because it was part, I think, of a mystery grab bag. But it's this beautiful, it kind of represents, this is very similar to what the called for was. But it's this blue-green, like, sea glass. So unfortunately, this is one that I would love to share. But this floss does not have a name. And so a lot of my conversions, I'm running into that problem because they don't have names. Because I do the grab bags from Color and Cotton. Now, I could probably give you one that was close. All right, so let's see. Then I went on to, and you had to go in order. You couldn't, like, jump around. You had to go in order. So number 2 was Potions Wormwood. So you had to connect it to Wormwood in some way. Hold on one second. Hey. Yeah. I'm filming my video, so just, okay? Okay. I'm going to try to stay focused. So I connected Spring Acorns by the Blue Flower because I said that the pattern had some leaf shapes that look very similar to the ones on a wormwood plant. So here is this pattern, and I said that these shapes right here looked like the image of the wormwood plant. This is in a Love You More Studio Co pouch. I've put all my hang tags on. And this is on a 16 count Aida by Picture This Plus in Heartland. And so this is where I've gotten to. So I finished up Buttermilk in all of these sections. And now I did one small section of the, I think it's Grecian Gold. So that's where we are. And I love this pattern. And I can't wait to get the star finished, because then I get to do fun stuff with the squirrels and acorns and all of that. So yay. You really just could not come over and make funny faces at me. You really just couldn't.
Had to do it.
You had to do it. He had to do it. Oh. Men, husbands. It's okay, the dog followed him, so thankfully I won't have any clickety-clacking of dog feet. Oi! Okay, back on track. He just came in from a sweaty plumbing call. All right, so the third task was potions, was for your potions class, and gray for eggshell, needing some kind of replenishing some kind of something, I don't know. So I used my Wizard Pusheen pattern, which I am doing a bit of a rechart for the scarf to be Ravenclaw, and then eventually I'm going to change those glasses to look like Luna's Spectra Specs. And so I stitched my 200 stitches in 648, which is light beaver gray, I think, and then 535, which is very light ash gray. And so I got some more on this. This is on a 16 count Aida from Picture This Plus in Demoiselle, which has a really cool light blue with, if you can see, all of these pretty pinks and golds and things. And I have Pusheen coming along. I've got his little back stripe. That was the 535. And then I got all of this gray in. And so I'm really just down to the head, the glasses, and then the brown that goes around all of this. And then I'll be done. And then this one can join, let me reach back over here. This one can join my Hermione. My Hermione. My Hermione is a partial finish. It's finished, and it's half FFO'd. It's half FFO'd. And this Wizard Pusheen lives in a cute little Quidditch at Hogwarts pouch. I always tend to have a Harry Potter stitch going along. All right, so that brings us to the project I'm currently working on, which I'm getting 2 tasks out of. The first of which is Amortensia, which is the potion of like love, and it makes you smell things you like, or when you're in love, what you smell. And I said I smell flowers, and this project features poppies and other red flowers as well. And I love it when my husband surprises me with flowers, as it doesn't happen often. He didn't bring me flowers today. I didn't expect him to. So I'm using my Emerald City SAL for this. And if you will remember, I just recently did a full restart. This is not the most current. The most current includes all the way up through the Emerald City and one of the witches and some other stuff. So I was saying that these flowers and these flowers would be what I would smell. This is on 16 count pictures. This is a picture this plus heavy week. I just realized that because I had, well, and Mystic and a Silk Weaver. But the last 2 I showed are on picture this plus, and so is this one. This is on a 16 count picture this plus Nessie. This was another new color. All 3 of these are new colors for 2019. And so I have put in my first 200, which was filling in more of the house in this darker color. And so I have 200 more to do, which is going to include a flower over here. I'm going to come up and do the Yellow Brick Road up in this section, and then come over and add in a bit of Dorothy, her shoes and her legs, and a little bit of her dress. And so, and by the way, thank you to whoever started this trend of the spool huggers. After I snapped my Q-snap rod in half last week, I was like, I gotta come up with something else, because like this piece has a lot of extra fabric because I'm working down in one bottom corner. And when I'm working from the middle out, I can, you know, I've got usually not a ton in any one section, but like with this, because I'm in the bottom corner, I've got a ton here and a ton here. And I snapped part of my Q-snap last week. And so these spool huggers, I think I got like 50 of them on Amazon for like $11. And I actually sent some of them in my swap to my swap partner because I was like, I love them. Everybody must have them. And so, like, if you're not familiar, they're made for, and I think you can call them, I think they are called like spool huggers or thread huggers. And so they're just like these little, and they do kind of get stretched out. And so that's why I bought a big pack, because I was like, okay, as they start to get kind of stretched out, I'll let them sit and get themselves back kind of in order. But they're, so I like them. So I've got some more in this today, so we'll see what I can get done before we leave town. It may go with me, and I can stitch a little bit in the evenings or when we're having downtime. My daughter wants to take Uno, so she will for sure be wanting to play Uno with my husband. So yeah, that's what I've stitched on so far. Like I said, this one's going to go in a separate pile because it's not done yet. And also, oh, and Emerald City is double dipping over to my Choose My Whip, because this week my Choose My Whip was stitch-alongs, and I had my selection be from Emerald City SAL or Quakers in France, and my Emerald City SAL just barely squeaked out a win against Quakers in France, which was fine because I was able to use this for 2 homework tasks. I'll put in an extra 100, and that'll get me my 500 for Choose My Whip. So yeah, that's what I stitched on. So that was kind of a lot since last time. So I think I had like 400 in Cottontail. So who wants to hear about some new starts? I didn't think I was going to have any new starts, but I have a new start. And this is unfortunately printed on yellow paper because it's all I had. But so who in here, raise a show of hands, is like exceedingly pumped that Downton Abbey is back with a full-fledged movie? Can I get 2 hands up? 2 hands up? 2 hands up. That'd be me. I am so excited. I'm kind of bummed that we can't go see it this weekend, but it is not an appropriate movie for a 7-year-old, in my opinion, and what we choose to show her. And so, therefore, it will have to wait. And so I'm hopeful that maybe next weekend we can go when the little is with the grandparents. So, in honor of my true love of Downton Abbey, in honor of the movie coming out, I'm going to have a new start today. I may only get like one stitch in. I want to pull up the information so I can tell you where this pattern is from. It's from a shop on Etsy, but I need to look and verify which shop it is, because I searched to find one that I really liked. Okay, so it's, oh, this is tricky. So this is the shop, come on, EXE Handmade, EXE Handmade. And I just searched for Downton Abbey. So this is the Downton Abbey pattern. So it is the Abbey itself, and it says Downton Abbey. I saw several other ones. This one I like the best. I will not be stitching the flag. I am literally stitching it just like this with Downton Abbey. And so yeah, I'm really excited. Let me show you what I have pulled for this. This is going to be on this 16 count Sprite Ada. I think this is a picture of this plus that I got off of 123 Stitch. And I loved this like light lavender color, lavender gray. And it is just in the charted DMC. And the light blue was kind of the only one I was concerned about, but that's the windows. So it will be surrounded by the browns, all the browns. So I figured I wanted a fun fabric to do this in, since it's mostly browns. I did not do a color conversion on this. No need to. I mean, it's like 6 DMC colors. So I'm excited for that. We'll see. We will see how much I get into that by the time I show next week. Okay, so I have another, this goes from, this kind of connects with Stash. And I haven't gotten the actual pattern, but I'm going to show you. So I follow Victoria Motto's blog. So if you go to her blog, Victoria Motto Sampler Shop, you search that and you go to her blog, you can, over on the side, sign up for her email, which means it's going to email you whatever she's posted on her blog. And so she posted that one of her buddies that's kind of out in the community is starting a stitch along on Plum Street Sampler's Harvest Delivery. I had never seen this pattern. I'm obsessed with this horse, and this is a terrible copy of this pattern. My printer needs ink. But this horse is fantastical, and he has an Ohio star on his rump, which, oh, and these pumpkins and these flowers and all of this. So she had been approached, I guess, by this person to create a set of flosses to sub in for the called fors, which I think are weeks. She did. So she is selling, and it is insanely good value. She is selling her sub, and they even say, like, sub for kudzu, sub for oatmeal. She is selling this set, I think, for like $15. Look at how gorgeous that color palette is. And so I have I have already ordered the pattern. Look at that. Luscious. Luscious. I've ordered the pattern. It is not here yet. And this will, I think, be an October start. I don't know exactly how many October starts I have planned. I hope to chat about that next week. I know that Harvest Delivery is going to be one. Rosetta for my birthday is going to be one. And then I don't know past that. And you know, since that horse is just so fanciful, I figured it needed a fanciful pouch. So this one is living in this Love You More Studio co-pouch with this fantastic unicorn on it. But I mean, if he didn't have the unicorn horn, then he's just a really fantastical horse. This is a Tula Pink fabric. It's on both. I mean, gorgeous. So, love it. So I think she still has sets available. So go and investigate if you are interested in doing that. The other one that I would love to maybe start would be Cinnamon Stars. And I know that the sisters have kind of latched onto an old hashtag. But I am loving that pattern because it's those same stars. Oh, those stars, they get me. They get me right here. Ooh, love them. Okay, so then, let's see. I had one other stash come. and it was my monthly from Victoria Motto. You know my love of Victoria Motto. And this one was a good month. And I did drop my sub down from 12 each. I get the Prim and the Limited. I went from 12 to 6, so I only got 6 this time. So here they are together. That is a great assortment. I think these 3 right here are like the perfect Prim patriotic. So we've got Honeybee, Blue Moon, Vanilla, Grape Neutral, Apple Red, which converts to DMC 815, Sage Dust, gorgeous, and this one's beautiful, and this is Shades of Wine. Look at the variegation in that. Beautiful. So that was the primitives, and then here's the limiteds, and I've got to hurry because I think my husband's coming downstairs and he's going to jack around with me again. Try to get me off task. Make this video longer, although I am doing pretty good today. Let's see what we got here. This is the limited editions. So she does 2 different, and there's 18 options each month. So she is a die-in full. Look at that. So we've got grape, dark cherry, beautiful black forest, rusty bark, valley green, and neon 2. Nancy, bravo. Another beautiful month of flosses. So guys, I don't have a whole lot else to share. I'm hopeful that you all have a great stitchy weekend ahead. Again, if you are dealing with rising waters by you, I will pray for you. And I do mean that with sincerity. I am praying for those who are in areas where things are not going well weather-wise. We have family in the Gulf Coast, and so we know how crazy scary that can be. My husband has been through several hurricanes down in that area. And he says, not fun. But you know what? They come back stronger each time. It really is such a great community that rises up against things like that. So anyway, have a great weekend. We are headed off here shortly to Great Wolf. We will enjoy some fun water park activities and Magic Quest and run ourselves. And we're going to need a vacation from our vacation. And I will be back next Friday with Flosstube number 20. 20! So, if you stuck with me this long, I appreciate all your views, all your likes, your thumbs up, all the comments, like, amazing. And if you shared me with someone else, thank you. Like, that's fantastic. And, like, the comments that I'm down to earth and genuine, this is who I am. And so I appreciate that you see that and you like that of me. So with that being said, have a great weekend, and I'll see you in a week. Bye, guys.